Monk's Caribbean Lager. Apologies for not doing a Homebrew Wednesday last week, rather. I recorded it and there was no sound, and then one thing got after the other and I just sort of didn't do it. So I'm going to recap on what I actually did do on that Homebrew Wednesday. So to do that, I got another brew from Tesco. This is Banks Caribbean Lager. It's sort of cerveza style lager. So this is going to be an interesting one. I've never had a beer from the Caribbean before apart from Red Stripe. It's a funny one because it's not actually with the other beers in Tesco. It's actually in sort of the world food section next to the chapati flour and the curry paste. So good old Tesco and their racial stereotyping. Heavily carbonated, just like a Corona. It's a little bit of smoke. It's like an instant head on it. Oh, so close. Right. Oh yeah, monumental head. Monumental. As clear as a commercially available beer. Probably because it's actually not Jamaican beer, it's from Barbados. So I'm guessing that Banks is their Carlsberg, I'd presume. Typical, incredibly white, almost sterile bleach looking head. Loose bubbles. Not as carbonated in the glass as it was in the bottle actually. It's just sort of every now and again. It's got a little bit of lacing. It's clinging to the edge of the glass. You know. I'm not gonna batter it down before I've even tried the thing. Smells no different to a Corona. But better than Corona on the taste, actually. It's ever so slightly fruity, actually. A little bit of citrus. I'm sort of tempted to say like maybe slightly watermelony. But yeah, that's nice. That is nice. Certainly if I was just going to your everyday pub, I don't know, Wetherspoons, for instance, where there's no ales, there's no craft beer, there's just your Guinness, Carlsberg, Stella, Kronenberg, then I'd certainly love one of them beers to be replaced with this, because it's lovely. And I've never even heard of it before. But to recap last week anyway, basically I did the taste test on my German beer, the first one, the one without the honey. Maybe I'll put a little bit of snippet of video here. Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was a single hop beer. It was almost a smash, as you know. Yeah, I use Magnum for the hops. I'd say they're good bittering hops, but they're sort of a tiny bit astringent. Once you've finished a sip of the beer, if you don't go back to it within a couple of minutes, the flavour's still lingering on of the hops. So it's almost pungent. And I thought that I'm not going to use Magnum again. I don't think, because it's got a lot of punch, and it sort of takes away any flavour detail that you might get from the hop. From the malt. It's just gone. It just doesn't happen. It's just 100% in your face. So for that reason, it's good for IPAs. It's good for IPAs if you're using maybe a malt that's got sort of a really strong character. I don't know, maybe I'd offset it against a malt that's sort of quite biscuity in flavour. Yeah, I guess maybe it's more at home with some darker style beers. Maybe even at a push, a porter or a stout, because it's got something to compete with. It's got some roasted malt, maybe some barley or something that has kick, and and you can sort of balance it out. But for a lighter style beer, I mean, the beer was as light as this, not as clear. I think it was just too much. I'm sure that Magnum derived from Germany or Austria anyway. So I might do some research actually to see where the Germans use it in their beers, because certainly that it just didn't feel right. Something more mellow next time, but you live and you learn, eh? That's what homebrew is all about. That's all I really did last week, is I did a taste test. I have had one of the honey brews since then. I might do another homebrew Wednesday on it though. You do get the honey in the aroma, but it pretty much is fermented out on the flavour, which is quite interesting that you can smell it but you can't taste it, but that's just how things go sometimes, I suppose. So that's it really. Next week I'm probably going to do like a little list or something, a little breakdown of some of the purchases that I'm going to make toward All Grain. Because the thing is, it's like there's some amazing pros with American gear, and then there's some amazing pros with the way the British like to do All Grain, or the European way that we like to do All Grain. Even sort of like, I'm thinking, you know, your Grant Bakers, Chubby even, now he's done All Grain. Even though you're in New Zealand and Australia, you've taken the United States stance on mashing. I like the conical stainless steel aluminium form of mashing, brilliant. And I like the way that the false bottom covers the entire surface area, the entire circumference of your mashing thing. Whereas with the European version, often a lot of the time, it's maybe a bit of copper pipe that's had slits cut into it. And it just, the American way, it just looks so much neater and tidier. And it seems like it's easier to install a little dip tube in there to be able to get all of the liquor from the bottom. But then again, it is more money because it's stainless steel, and you know, it's got more expensive than plastic and copper. We'll see how things go. It will be more work to go in stainless steel. Oh, I don't know. Because then it would render a lot of the things that I already have, like this, obsolete. Because, you know, it's stainless steel. But we'll see. Anyway, enough nattering. Thank you for watching today's Homebrew Wednesday.